As mentioned in video 1 in the series, the KipwareXC editor, when we do a conversion, we're shown the original program and the converted program in a full editor, so we can do just plain edits to the programs if we want to do it. And some of the things that we can do that are available on either the original program or the converted program is we can add sequence numbers, we can remove sequence numbers, we can add spaces or remove spaces. So if you need a little bit more readability in the program, you can do that through the space command. We can define a color palette. So we can define different colors for certain codes, things that you might want to look at that you want to see really quickly. So you can see that we can define G commands, say with this pink function, so that we can take a look at the program and find those things that we want to maybe double check. We can remove blank lines. So if in the conversion process you end up with some blank lines, you can remove blank lines. You can separate G and M codes. We can go from inch to metric and metric to inch with just the push of a button. So if I take a look at this program and want to convert it to millimeters, I can convert it to millimeters that easily. We can change the size of the font, we can do some searching, obviously we can print and we can save. And one of the other things that we can do is called the XC override feature. And what we can do is we can specify a letter address. Let's say we want to command all the S values, and we want to add 10% to all the values. Now what would happen is the software will go through, take a look at the program that's in there, and take all the S commands and add 10% to them. We can do complete line conversions using a trigger code, or we can perform individual addresses or complete lines. We can select which one we want to do. We can also save these settings file. So this is something that you do quite often. Do S commands up 10%, feed rates up 10%. We can do that. So also available to not only doing it as a percentage, we could just do it as a value. So in this case, let's say we want to add 100 to all the S commands. So rather than clicking it and making it a percentage, we can do it just as a preset value. So let's say we want to take all the Z commands and we want to add 100 thousandths to those. And we've got 6 different values that you can do inside this. So this is the override feature, which is good. One of the ways you can use that is rather than doing a conversion, you can just open up the editor. So rather than pressing the convert button, I can just open the editor. And now I've got my original program in the screen. I can set up my XC override, and I can perform the conversion using the XC override, basically the way I set it up inside the override screen. So any one of these functions we could do just on a sample program. So it's not only a conversion software, it's also an editor. I could create a program from scratch in here. I could do any one of these functions with that program, or I could just search for a program that I want and open it up in the editor and do the conversions inside the editor.